Mike, how are you, sir?
I'm fine today, Grant. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thanks for taking a little time with me today. We've got Michael Crew, President and CEO of HMS Management, one of the largest and best-run management companies in all of Georgia.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
One of our favorite partners. But yeah, so I just wanted to get a little bit of your time today and run through a few questions, if that's all right with you.
Sure. Shoot. What you want to know?
Excellent. So, well, let's start from the beginning. What were you doing before, credit reporting was added to your collection policy process?
We do send out statements every month to everyone who has a balance. So we were sort of dunning them at a low level, I guess you would say. And then most of our clients have a collection policy, which has some kind of, I don't want to use the term acceleration, but some kind of increased enforcement. There's a late fee, and then after X many days, they get a nasty gram from the board. It really comes from HMS, but it says, you need to pay up or you're going to go to collections. They get to 90 or 120 days or whatever that policy is. And we send them to the association's lawyer, and then the lawyer starts beating on them, so to speak. I don't have a lot of love lost for people who don't pay their assessments. So.
Right.
So we just did the normal stuff, except for the fact that I will say we send a late statement every month to anybody, whether they're a monthly payer or an annual payer. We send a statement every month if they're delinquent. So.
Right, and when you came to what sort of was the impetus of you guys finding Sperlonga and getting credit reporting rolling?
Actually, we were interested in credit reporting long before I ever learned about Sperlonga. We'd had quite a few clients or prospective clients ask us, could we report to a credit bureau? Because I guess the volunteers felt that would help leverage their collections. And so I actually hired a management consultant to go talk to Equifax and Experian and TransUnion about us reporting, joining the credit bureau and reporting, basically. And basically he came back with a report from all three of those guys that said, you're too small and it's too difficult. And so we threw in the towel at that point until Sperlonga came along.
Awesome. and so what's been your experience with the integration with your system? How does that, we've been working for you, we're integrated with your platform. We try to make it very smooth.
Well, it's been good, I think. I will tell you that 90% or 95% of everything that goes on between our company and Sperlonga is handled by my accounting department. So, I'm not exactly in the weeds every day dealing with that stuff, but I am sure if there was anything wrong, my accounting manager would be sitting in my office telling me about it, because she's pretty much on top of everything that goes on in this company. So. But it's worked well. As you said, you're integrated with our software platform, so the work on our end is kind of minimal. We of course do have to deal with I'm not going to call them false reports, but homeowners call in and say, I got reported and it's not right, blah blah blah, and we turn that over to you guys and you take care of it.
Yeah, dispute. So, and they'll do that, right?
Oh, disputes. Okay, that's good. Whatever. Okay.
Right. Yeah, no, they'll dispute, and 99.9% of the time, it's accurate. They were late.
Yeah, I know. That's why it was kind of like, well, who cares? So.
Right. And so, prior to this call, I had pulled a performance report. And you guys have been one of our, early adopters. Like you said, you've been looking for this years before we even, brought it to the market. But, you've been reporting since 2016, and, just running down some of these numbers here. your associations have recovered $317,000 since the start date. When you heard that number, was it a shocking number to you? Was that we're really proud of that?
Actually, I was a little surprised because some boards want credit reporting and some don't. I don't necessarily agree with them, but they have free will, so we do what the client wants. So that number is pretty significant because it doesn't represent our entire client base. It just represents a slice out of it.
Right.
So clearly it's working.
Yeah.
I think even more interesting than the numbers themselves are one of my managers. It's funny because she just came to me like 2 days ago and told me this story. You and us just recently signed another one of our associations up to be a Sperlonga client, and their reporting start date actually isn't until October. So we haven't even started reporting there for them yet. And they sent out a notice to their neighborhood that said that they were going to report delinquencies to the credit bureaus. And the board president called in and said, boy, that worked so well. So many people came in and paid their assessment. They were so happy. So clearly the leverage works. I mean, just the threat works. So it's been effective. It's been effective and a good deal, I think, for us and for our clients.
Awesome. And on the other side of that, were there ever any benefits given to the homeowners that are paying on time religiously?
Well, forgive my dark humor, but we don't haul them off to jail, so I guess they get that benefit. But no, when you pay your assessments, I mean, you get to use the swimming pool, the tennis courts, amenities packages are a big thing in our market space. And so they get that, and I guess a homeowner has the satisfaction of knowing they fulfilled their obligation, but there was there's no added bump to them. There's no dividend being paid. It's not like a credit card with points or anything.
Right.
But
now they get the positive points every single month.
They do get something positive every month, and I think even more important though really is, I mean, it's good that the other homeowners get the positive impact, but I can tell you, I am absolutely positive of this. Okay, if you get reported a negative delinquent account as a consumer, it whacks your credit numbers. And I've gotten my ear filled up more than once by people screaming about their credit numbers went down 20 points. And that's effective. I mean, that is just plain effective. And it's really sad when we pile a 10% late fee on their account and they don't care, but when you touch their credit score, it lights them up. So I don't like that. And our boards like that.
Yes, sir. We were looking at the numbers before the call, and the number of delinquent accounts from start date to now has dropped 44%. And I know.
Yeah. That's a good value add for my company to be able to go back to my clients and say, look what we did for you. I mean, they do appreciate that, and they see it. I mean, every month we report delinquencies to them, and they know that their delinquent account report is shorter than it used to be.
Based on all this, how likely are you to recommend us to associations or other management companies that might be thinking about, launching this or bringing it?
Well,
to their
I'm not going to go back to all the people I've already recommended and tell them I changed my mind. So I think you're in good shape with me. So. Yeah, I recommended you guys a bunch of times because I know it's working. I mean, I know it's working. So.
Well, we really appreciate it. We really appreciate working with you, Mike. And thanks for taking the time today on this call. Once again, we have Michael Crew, President and CEO of HMS Management, best in all of Georgia.